Royals' lopsided victory were by far the lowest ever for Game 6 of the World Series. It was 10-0 last night, and it earned an 8.1 rating and a 13 share on Fox. Down 28% from the previous low. It was last year's Game 6 between Boston and St. Louis when the Red Sox clinched the title, so that was the clinching game last year. The rating peaked at 6 to 6:30 local time, and that says the Royals had built the big lead, and the ratings fell from there as probably people on the East Coast decided to go to bed. The Sacramento Kings have officially broken ground on their new downtown arena. The mayor, Kevin Johnson, and the Kings owner, as well as other city and team leaders, gathered for the ceremonial groundbreaking in downtown Plaza today. The work on the site actually started months ago. The $477 million arena is expected to open for the 2016-17 season. Sacramento won its fight with the NBA to keep the franchise from moving to Seattle in May. And that's where the Golden State Warriors are opening up the NBA season, taking on the Sacramento Kings. And San Jose Sharks wrapping up their road trip tomorrow in Minnesota against the Wild. The Warriors tipping off the season tonight in Sacramento. And, of course, it's the Coach Ron Carragher radio show on KLIV tonight, talking Spartan football. The coach will recap last Saturday's game against Navy and then preview the upcoming game. That's Saturday against Colorado State. And the show is at 8:04 this evening, the Coach Ron Carragher radio show here on 1590 KLIV. Game 7 of the World Series from Kansas City. First pitch set for 5:07. Tim Hudson, the oldest Game 7 starter in the history of the World Series. And the Giants are trying to do something that has not been done in 35 years. Win Game 7 of the World Series on the road. The last team to do that by the Pittsburgh Pirates in 1979. And the Giants are trying to win 3 out of the last 5 World Series. The last National League team to do that was the St. Louis Cardinals in the 40s during World War II. KLIV News Time is now 4:47.
Do you believe that judges should be fair, impartial, and committed to justice? So does Matt Harris, candidate for Superior Court Judge of Santa Clara County. As distinguished prosecutor, Matt Harris is the only candidate who has the support of 29 judges, numerous police officer associations, and every living Santa Clara County district attorney, George Kennedy, Dolores Carr, and Jeff Rosen. Matt's strong moral character and high integrity has won him the vote of the Santa Clara County Bar Association and the Mercury News. In fact, the San Jose Mercury News states Matt's opponent is an embarrassment to the bench, incapable of handling felony cases. The voters of Santa Clara County deserve the best. They deserve Matt Harris for Superior Court Judge of Santa Clara County. This ad is paid for by the Santa Clara County Public Safety Alliance, not authorized by a candidate or candidate-controlled committee. On Election Day, cast your vote for the best candidate on the ballot. Elect Matt Harris for Superior Court Judge of Santa Clara County. Matt Harris, a name you can trust.
KLIV News Time is now 4:48. The government is pushing the maker of potentially faulty airbags to speed up production of replacement parts. AP correspondent Ed Donahue.
The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration sent letters to Japanese airbag maker Takata Corporation and 10 automakers. NHTSA Deputy Administrator David Friedman told Takata its inflators are creating an unacceptable risk of deaths and injuries. He wants to know how fast replacement parts will be available. Automakers are being told to speed up owner notification and replacement part distribution. Takata is the world's second largest airbag maker. It has been plagued by problems for the past 13 years. I'm Ed Donahue.
President Obama is pleading with state and local officials not to try to quarantine doctors and nurses returning from treating Ebola patients in West Africa. AP White House correspondent Mark Smith.
The president says the nation should cheer these volunteers, not seek their confinement. We need to call them what they are, which is American heroes. They deserve our gratitude. Flanked by health workers in the East Room, Obama said instead of yielding to hysteria, Americans must keep their heads and realize until Ebola's ended in Africa, there may well be more cases here. That's the nature of today's world. We can't hermetically seal ourselves off. And he says these cases can be contained. And it frustrates him to hear critics demanding American leadership, yet seeking quarantines and travel bans he calls hiding under the covers. Mark Smith at the White House.
KLIV News Time is now 4:50, and a new study gives fresh knowledge about who survives Ebola and why. The report by 47 health workers treating patients in Sierra Leone and West Africa is the most detailed description yet of the medical aspects of the current epidemic. It reveals that young people are much less likely to perish. Fever is the most common symptom when victims first seek care, and early help is crucial. Ebola victims who were under age 21 were almost twice as likely to survive as those over 45. The report was published online by the New England Journal of Medicine. 7 of the 47 authors died during the study, 6 of them from Ebola. And a Connecticut school superintendent is defending her decision to bar a 3rd grader from returning to school after visiting West Africa because of concern that she may have contracted Ebola. The Milford School Superintendent, Elizabeth Feser, said in a statement that her actions were a good faith response to a public health issue and in the best interest of all students. Now, her comments followed a federal lawsuit filed by the student's father. He says the decision violates the Americans with Disabilities Act because it discriminates against his daughter for a perceived impairment. The lawsuit says there is no Ebola in Nigeria, the country the family visited, and the decision to keep his daughter home until November 3rd is irrational. Wants the school to allow his daughter to return to class immediately. Let's head out to the roads for an update of Silicon Valley traffic. Here is John McLeod.
Well, we had Highway 101 headed north at Hillsdale Boulevard. A crash there reported at 4:48. Highway 280 headed north but south of Alpine Road. A crash at 4:48 as well. Highway 85 headed northbound Saratoga Avenue right after Highway 17. We had a stalled vehicle in the middle lanes, updated in the last 2 to 3. 680 headed north at Scott Creek in the midst of that long slowdown out of Milpitas, North San Jose, up and over the snow. We had wood reported in the fast lane, and that was updated in the last couple of minutes. Now, checking out the red zones, Highway 101 headed southbound. Oh boy, it's pretty red. We're meeting about 10 miles per hour or so from Palo Alto, Marsh Road, Woodside Road, Willow Road, all the way down to Juliana McKee. And Highway 880 headed northbound, still jammed up here, Tasman Great Mall, to an earlier crash at Mission. See you at the top of the hour with more on KLIV.
And it is 4:53 as we update your Silicon Valley forecast. And again, talking about rain on Halloween Friday. Looks like an 80% chance of showers. So, boy, is this isn't like really early or really late. This looks like it's a direct hit on the trick-or-treating hours.
Yeah, it absolutely does. Yeah, it's going to be one of those cases. I haven't seen any kind of indication, about a timing type thing. It just looks like it's going to move in Friday, stay with us into Friday night, and good opportunities. It's going to be nice coverage throughout the Bay Area. So area south, you're looking at, again, 60 to 70% chance, and might hear some rumbles of thunder before it's all said and done. We will see the clouds build in tonight, below near 55. Tomorrow, though, we clear it out. We will see the sunshine tomorrow, mid-70s to around 80 for that warm afternoon high, and then cloudy skies, periods of rain on Friday. And we're also going to get a cool afternoon high, only to around 65 degrees. Those showers and storms are possible into Friday night. Temperatures dropping back to the low 50s. And then we'll see a few clouds Saturday, maybe a stray shower lingering early as we get up to around 65. Brought to you by Shell V-Power Gasoline. It's formulated to make your drive come alive. So if you want to add more excitement behind the wheel, choose Shell V-Power today. We've got partly cloudy skies up to 79 degrees at San Jose Airport. We're up to 81 in Woodside. I'm Jeff Eno from the Weather Channel on 1590 KLIV.
Do you have children, Jeff?
I do. I have 3.
Really? Are they
Yes.
trick-or-treating age?
Yes, I've got 6. Let's see, 6, 10, and 12.
Oh,
so,
yeah, you're right there. You're
right there.
Yeah.
And all 3 are 6. So
Wow.
it's not good.
Oh, no, really? They get,
Yes.
oh.
Yeah, they are all pulling to be out of it by Friday.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure. It'll be a miracle. Friday, we're all better.
Absolutely. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Hershey's makes it all good.
Thank you, Jeff.
All right.
See you in about 30 minutes. It is now 4:55.
Here's commentary.
One of the political mail pieces that recently arrived to my home has two former police chiefs telling me that the solution to today's police department is to install new leadership at City Hall. But of course, they don't really want new leadership. They want the return of old leadership, the leadership that followed the directions of the police union, the leadership that voted for impossibly high pensions and that thus created the need to reduce the pensions. The leadership that they're asking for is the same leadership that today is encouraging young police recruits to turn their backs on the education they've received at the police academy, at your and my expense, incidentally, and to use that education to seek jobs at other cities. These former chiefs couldn't possibly be serious in encouraging such unethical behavior. They should stop following the dictates of the now...
We found them.
This is the part when I say I don't want it. I'm stronger. When I wasn't looking for a promise or commitment. Cause my mind is so much just. At least that's what people say.
For your local store, visit sleepnumber.com. No, but
When I need somebody,
baby, sure. I'm on a quest to find
Among commercial health plans in California 7 years in a row. Join us and see how bringing care and coverage together helps our members thrive. For J.D. Power awarded.
True Variety, Mix 106.5.
in my brain. Half a beat. Cause the players on the tape.
prosperity and cities of opportunity.
Yes, on Measure BB.
Paid for by the Committee Better Transportation for Alameda County. Yes on BB.
Ready to take your education to the next level? Arizona State University now offers over 70 top-tier degree programs 100% online. With ASU's online programs, you'll earn the same degree as our on-campus students, with the ability to learn wherever you want, whenever you want. Same world-renowned faculty, same leading education, same global recognition from one of the top universities for online undergraduate programs. Now's the time to earn your degree online from ASU. Visit radio.asu.edu. That's radio.asu.edu.
Shane Company, the #1 jeweler in town for engagement rings, is also the top destination for fashion jewelry. Our designers are always creating hundreds of unique styles with the hottest looks. Our pendants, rings, and earrings, with impressively large gemstones and bold colors, are really on trend. We also have a huge selection of fun and fashionable sterling silver jewelry, which is wildly popular. Mixing and matching multiple rings, necklaces, and bracelets.
Highway 680 headed north at Scott Creek. We had a report of an accident in the middle lanes, and 101 headed southbound Stop and Go Palo Alto all the way down to 13th, and Highway 85 Sunnyvale down to Cambrian Park. Highway 237 is just slammed here, and that would be 101 headed eastbound all the way over to 680. Whew. And it's really heavy there near Santa Clara and Great American Levi Stadium headed in the eastbound lanes. Now, you said you wanted gas prices, ask and ye shall receive. $2.92 at Gas and Shop, McKeon 33rd. Whew, that's cash. Costco, $2.92 on Center Road, Brokaw Road. Hostetter, Costco is a member price, and they do take credit cards, okay? And Shell at Almadena Blossom Hill, $2.99. So we are definitely well below $3 a gallon. That's on GasBuddy.com.
Really a remarkable decline. And they said it wouldn't happen in California, falling under $3, and it has. It probably lower tomorrow. It is 5 o'clock now as we get an update from NBC 1590 KLIV, San Jose, Silicon Valley's news station.
NBC News Radio, I'm Melissa Rayberger. A Maine nurse's defiance over a quarantine order could serve as a test case for others returning to the U.S. after having contact with Ebola patients. Casey Hickok says she will not stay home for 21 days.
I truly believe that this policy is not scientifically nor constitutionally just.
All American troops returning from Ebola response missions in West Africa will be placed in supervised isolation for 21 days. Defense Secretary Chuck Hagel has called the move a safety valve sought by military family members. Lava is creeping closer to a main road in the rural Hawaii town of Pahoa on the Big Island. NBC's Hallie Jackson got a bird's eye view of the molten rock.
Right now, it feels like we're in a furnace. We're close to the lava, and you can see some of the breakouts. And I'll tell you, you can feel it. You can barely breathe. It's smoky and it's thick.
This is NBC News Radio. 3,000 Microsoft workers were laid off today. This completes a round of 18,000 layoffs that the company announced in July. As a growing number of immigrants look to become Americans, the number of U.S. citizens renouncing their citizenship is on the rise.
New data from the Treasury Department shows that more than 2,000 Americans have renounced their citizenship so far this year. Groups like the American Citizens Abroad call it a side effect of new tax regulations, which requires foreign banks to report U.S. citizens with accounts of over $50,000. The number of Americans renouncing their citizenship is set to surpass last year's record number of almost 3,000 people. Greg Tanham, NBC News Radio.
And the ride-sharing service Uber marked National Cat Day by staging a rather unique way to raise funds for local shelters and get cats adopted. Uber cars delivered cats to people who wanted to snuggle in 7 select cities. 15 minutes of feline pleasure cost $30. I'm Melissa Rayberger, NBC News Radio.
My bed back loves my Craftmatic.
My bed back loves my Craftmatic bed. My bed back loves my Craftmatic adjustable bed.
These aren't actors. They're real people who sleep better every night thanks to their Craftmatic adjustable bed. Just call 800-371-9576. That's 800-371-9576 for prices and free information on today's Craftmatic adjustable beds. Call 800-371-9576. That's 800-371-9576.
The flu, pneumonia, whooping cough, hepatitis A, shingles, meningitis, tetanus. That's a scary list. But did you know immunizations can protect you from every one? You didn't? Well, we do. Rite Aid pharmacists are certified to immunize against the most common preventable diseases. Find out what immunizations you need with the free immunization evaluation at Rite Aid today. With us, it's personal. Availability and age restrictions apply in some states. See pharmacist for details.
Geico presents Fan Mail to a Pig.
Dear Maxwell, first off, hope you are well. And I am. Seems like all you do is promote Geico's web and app abilities. And while I really enjoyed your last commercial where you talked about how I could take a photo of my VIN number and add it to my account all via my Geico app, I've got to think it doesn't leave you much time for anything else. Do tell. Sincerely, Miranda Morgan. Well, Miranda, thank you for asking. And this Geico spokespig does have time to do other things. For instance, I do love
VIN scanning to add a car. Just a tap away on the Geico app.
Wells Fargo has exciting news. Until November 16, 2014, customers can come in for a free credit score and complimentary credit report. That's almost as exciting as a credit tip sung by a barbershop quartet.
Your payment history is the biggest factor in your